welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you so much for watching. Got something a little different on the channel today. Not doing a revival or a restore or cleanup or anything like that. Got a bike on the channel that I've worked on before, just done a lot of different maintenance, routine maintenance for a really good friend of mine and cleaned it up. When we were getting into the bike, we noticed something. We noticed kind of a problem. That's the purpose of this video, but let's jump right into this thing and see what we got going on. All right, so 2021 Road Glide. And what we're dealing with today is this 2-in-1 brushed stainless exhaust by S&S. Beautiful exhaust system, great sounding, very good quality. But we noticed a bit of a problem when we got into it. So we were cleaning this bike up, detailing it, and let's just zoom in here, get down. You can probably already see the problem. If I can point at it with this screwdriver without scratching everything up on the bike. Right here, it's a crack. And it's a bad one, and that's in the mount from S&S. And you can see barely back here, get another crack forming. Okay, so we're working on thinking, well, let's just drop the bracket. I can MIG weld that up for now until you can find a bracket, and it should be good. Well, let's get down and look at something else. If you can see it, this is the bottom side. So this right here is the muffler or the collector, whatever you want to call it. But if you look up in here, if I can get this in here, look at that bracket. So I was about to drop the muffler and then realized that the bracket or the mount tab welded to the muffler itself is cracked. And it actually looks like it's about to just fall off. So this muffler section has been held on this bike for a decent amount of time. I would say maybe 30% of its strength. So we've got to fix that. And glad we found it, because if that had broke free completely, there's no telling what it could have done up here on the studs and the heads. So we contact S&S and started working with them, because I just kind of assumed we would just get a new bracket. And let me show you what they did. So yes, you're looking at this correctly. S&S sent an entire brand new muffler, a brand new bracket, and on top of that, because this muffler took about 2 weeks, which I expect. I mean, they still have to make these, right? They actually sent, I can turn this over, this tab separately. Trying to keep this from rolling off, that would not be good. Here. So not only were they upset that their brackets broke and their muffler broke, but the timing involved. So they even gave us the option to get that welded on. Now, we obviously didn't do that. There was no need. 2 weeks is not that big of a deal. But still, kudos to them. A couple more things, folks. This muffler on this bike, or this pipe on this bike, was out of warranty. It was already out of warranty. They knew they had had some problems with this bracket in the past, so that's why they went ahead and covered it. They could have covered that up. They could have said, no, it's out of warranty. But S&S, you're awesome in my book. Thank you so much. Good customer service. The whole thing took like no time, and I got this stuff on the way. So we're going to go get this new stuff on the bike, but first we're going to drop the old off. I want to show on camera to see what happens when we remove that muffler. I'm thinking a lot of those parts are literally just going to fall off. Again, this is no revival, guys. This is no rebuild. This is nothing flashy. This is just to kind of show, check your parts, check when you mount stuff up, and also kudos to these guys. That's just awesome. But let's get started on it. All right, and get this muffler off and grab this off. Worried about this old muffler. We'll have to be careful when I put the new one on. Another cool thing that S&S did as well is they walked through about everything to check on all these welds and everything. They wanted to make sure that this whole system was good, and it is. So top-notch folks for sure. They definitely stand behind their product, and just like all good companies, it's how they correct mistakes. It really is. So we're going to go ahead and try to disconnect this muffler from this bracket back here and see if I can get this camera to show it. Hopefully we can see some parts fall if they do. That was not that tight. Not much there. All right, so we're going to see if we can remove this on camera. You can see where the cracks are up there on the bracket. I don't think anything's going to just fall. Let's see how this is when I remove this. This might pop. No, it came off. So There was nothing tweaked on it when I removed it, so that's good. Everything seems to be mounted up properly. And this was put on, by the way, by a very reputable shop. I'll just leave it at that. Now, if I can get that out. We'll just get that out in a minute. This doesn't seem... Oh, there it is. It's shifting a little bit now. See that? Oh, yeah. Look at that. Now you can see it. See that top bracket? Folks, that's how that was held on. It was literally just this little piece right here was holding that muffler in that rear section of that heavy exhaust on this bike. And this bracket's also cracked. Quite remarkable, if you ask me, that it went as long as it did. I mean, there is only maybe 20% of this mount still left on that muffler. Wow. Well, we'll have to get this thing dropped and see what it looks like. Ironically enough, this Allen bolt here is actually a metric. That would probably drive some folks bananas, but remember, S&S makes parts. I think they do for a lot of other bikes. I'm not sure. I'd have to look that up. I'm just guessing. I don't know a whole lot about newer stuff. So that's loose. So in theory, it should slide off. Yeah, I'm going to have to break this loose, as I figured. Oh, there it comes. Come on. Well, she's hung up on there. All right, let's try this some more. There it goes. Just had to put a little WD-40 down in there. The cheap stuff. Come on now. Come on. Keep going. Keep going. Well, it was going. Wow, this thing is falling apart in here. That's part of my problem. Come on. There it goes. Ooh, it goes on there quite a ways. There it is. Look at that. Jeez. Wow, look. And there was also, we're going to get this up on the workbench and examine this. This is crazy, guys. This is insane. Wow. Okay, so here's a much better look, but check this out. So this bracket, I need to switch hands. This bracket, I don't even know how this thing was held on the bike. Look at this. This actually has a hole into the inside of the muffler where this was broke. So you had a little bit of a leak right there. But if you can look, if you can see through here, there's hairline cracks going off into the muffler. You can actually see those here better in the dark light. But this is the only spot that was still welded on, but there's like no tab holding it. I don't understand how in the world this held on. That's pretty amazing. Well, let's get that other bracket off and see what it looks like. I'm going to send these pictures, though, to S&S just so they know, just because of the cracks they had in the muffler. But you know what? If you have stuff mounted, if you have something that fails like that, that's going to happen, because this is stainless. This is not the strongest of steel. All right, let's get the other bracket off. Okay, so 17.25 hours later, we got the bracket off. Give it a little look. You can see it by the new one here. So you can see this crack through here. That's pretty bad. And I could actually put, if I put a lot of force on this, I could actually see this move a little bit. That's how bad this was. And you can see it wraps around here. The crack goes on around. And then we've got this other one that's forming inside here. But this is really the bad part. And you can see where you literally have pieces now starting to flake out just from rust. So this bracket was not too far off. So you can see, guys, between this bracket and this part here, the only thing holding this muffler on was whatever's left of this material, and then this little section that I don't even think was doing anything. Remarkable. It is a testament to S&S products that they can crack this much and still hold up. But again, they're doing us right here. They're doing the right thing. So we're going to start getting this back on and get that new muffler on, and hopefully we'll be in good shape. All right, guys, we're going to get this muffler on this pipe. You can see we've got the new bracket on. One thing to do is when you're putting a muffler, any kind of a pipe section on another, it can be, 2 into 2, 2 into 1, whatever. Check these edges. So like we had some corrosion, a little bit of just some surface junk on here that was building up. That's going to make it difficult to slide this on. So take you some sandpaper, steel wool, whatever you need to do, just smooth that out. And also, don't forget to get your bracket on. And check this hardware too. I checked these out. They're okay. I wire brushed some of the rust I could off of it just to kind of help it run smoother. Let's see what we get here and give this a try. I'm sure this will be a tight fit. Yep. Ooh, this is going on good. All right. Need to keep going. We're probably about there. That's probably about going to do it. And these are just a simple exhaust bracket. I'm not going to get into this. Get these bolts on here. Come on, come on. All right, that section went on pretty darn well. And when you're working on this stuff like these mount pads, you might have to come over here and loosen over here on the right on your bracket. That goes with any motorcycle. You want everything to just kind of fall in place as best as possible. If you tweak it, tweaking can actually lead to broken brackets, but I don't think that's what happened here. Just something to pay attention to. This actually should be our spot. If not, I'll find out when I go put that heat shield back on. And then our little complicated yet funky heat shield. Get that on there. And protect your pipe. Goes without saying. These heat shields work pretty good, but man, you can scratch crap up with them. There we go. All right, just need to connect that. Hook that up. Come on now, get in place. Not a whole lot of room back in here though. Get started. There we go. Just a little squeak. Man, looks like I got a bird trapped under here or something. So new muffler's on. Everything mounted up great. Everything has got Loctite where needed and torqued pretty good. So what we're going to do is we're going to run it a little bit, see if it'll run, and then check all the bolts, and we're in good shape. Oh, and also wipe off your pipe. I'll take some Windex and put on here just to kind of clean these off. You don't want fingerprints all over that stuff. It will burn on. But let's see if she runs. All right, guys, we're going to see what she'll do here. Fire this bike up with these newer bikes. I've said it before, but would you look at all that? That is, I wouldn't know where to begin. Well, let's see what we get here. All right, success. Well, we figured it would start. It's pretty basic. So we'll check all of our bolts and all that kind of stuff, and then give her a little ride around the block and see how she does, but we should be in good shape. Excellent. Well, guys, we're going to wrap this video up right here. I thank you so much for watching, and I hope this was helpful for someone. There's going to be more content coming out on the Restores here soon, but wanted to show this video just if you do any custom work, if you have any new parts put on, regardless of who makes the parts or who bolts them on, check your stuff. Just look over it. You can see in this example, we had a pretty good failure, but huge shout out to S&S for stepping up to the table and helping us out. We're so thankful for that. Don't forget, everyone, to hit that subscribe button, and we will chat with you next time.